straight beast. Epic episode. Art style, great. Opening theme, on point. Guys, this is Hajime no Ippo Rising, episode 1. Alright guys, this is season 3 of Hajime no Ippo, and let's get into this. This is a review. I'm going to give you some insights on this episode, and I'm telling you guys, you have to go and watch this right now. No waiting. I don't care if you're eating dinner, you have to go and watch this anime right now. If you haven't seen this before, watch season 1, watch season 2, then move on to season 3, which is now. So let's get into this. It basically shows some backstory on Ippo, basically, because we never really got a backstory on Ippo before, and wondered. I mean, I know everyone for a fact wondered why Ippo's dad was never like around, and who was Ippo's dad in the first place. Well, it turns out that this episode will give us some insight. So the episode starts with Ippo on a boat, sailing the seas, sailing the seas, and basically what happens is that he's basically thinking back to a time, and he's back to his childhood where Ippo was a young boy, basically, and it shows Ippo's dad, and it then shows Ippo coming out of like a room saying, "Dad, you forgot this, you forgot your hat." Ippo's dad basically was sailing the sea, and he was like a fish catcher. He catches fishes, etc. And basically, Ippo said to his mother, "When's Dad coming back?" And she said, basically, in a week's time, in a week or two. So basically, what happened now is that as Ippo's dad is sailing the seas, a huge storm, comes, a huge storm comes, and it basically gives his whole crew, some sort of like it gives his whole crew trouble, basically, but not enough trouble to put them off guard. But then now the storm then escalates and gets even worse, and then the storm then gets to the point where they can't handle it. It then ends up being Ippo's dad saving everyone by putting him onto a little small boat, to get away, But then what happens as he's the last one on the boat, as he puts everyone else on the boat thing, the little floater, the storm then gets crazy, and then it moves him, so he falls off the boat breaks, and then he has nothing else to do. And then he's then now is like, he has the hat that his son gave him, and he's like, don't worry, son, I will keep my promise, I must make it back to Ippo, and obviously my wife, who's Ippo's mother. And I thought it was just epic, because Ippo's dad is just like Ippo. He's not just like Ippo. I think he's better than Ippo, because he's like a more like determined man. He's prideful, I should say, which I thought was just epic. And I think Ippo in this season 3, Ippo's gonna strive to be like his father, and put in that work, I should say, that manly, beastly work. So anyway, let's get back to this review, because I'm like going off target. So anyways, now guys, what happened was that Ippo and his mom basically find out the news, basically, and Ippo's waiting at the seashore every single day, to find out, to see if his dad will come back. And Ippo then says to his mom, I don't care, Dad never breaks his promises. He never ever breaks his promises, no matter what. He will get here. And then what happens now is that Ippo's mother basically says, he's not coming back, let's just come home already. She starts crying. Obviously she's filled with emotion, but she tried to keep it in. Obviously, if you think your love is dead, the person that you love, you're obviously going to let out that emotion at some point in time. So anyway, she lets it out then, and then Ippo then explains to her that his dad always keeps his promises, no matter what. So anyways, what happens now is that one early morning, Ippo's waiting at the seashore, and then he then hears his dad's voice, and his dad somehow returns the hat to Ippo, and this proved that Ippo's dad was determined, he's a beastly guy, that Ippo needs to become like, and that his dad ends up keeping his promise. When Ippo's mother saw this, right, he then said, we need to carry on his legacy, carry on his fishing boats. And that's where Makunouchi fishing boat place basically happened, and how it started, basically, because everyone respected his father, so it started up. And it showed how his father, never broke his promises, he got things done, and that's what Ippo needs to be like. And I think this season, is showing us. This season is great, guys. It's great. The art style right now, guys, I'm loving the art style. It's refined, it's new, it's great. And also the coach, Ippo's coach, his voice actor basically passed away. Rest in peace to him. But the new voice actor, it's not exactly the same, but he's close enough. It's not to the point where it's annoying me when he speaks. It's not to the point where it's annoying me when he speaks. So altogether, that's great. So they found a great person to replace the old one. Obviously he can never take over his place, but they found a person to replace him for now. So anyways, as the episode progresses, it then showed Ippo's, and he's saying, it's time for me to defend my 4th world champion, and how everyone, he's training in the boxing gym, and how everyone's basically saying to him, yeah, that you have to win this first match because it's gonna start off, yeah, Takamura's first title defense, yeah, and all of his other friends' first like world champion event and the Rookie King event, etc. Yeah, so Ippo's fight will then put them in good like stands, as I say, and good spirits, yeah, to the point where it will lead them to make. Once he wins, it means they're all gonna start winning in a row, basically. So he has to win this match to start it off. So then Ippo then gives everyone a nudge, basically, and then Takamura, yeah, the beastly Takamura says to him, yeah, make sure you don't lose because my title defense is right after you, yeah, and yeah, the world title defense is, am I right? My world title defense is right after yours, so make sure you don't mess it up for me, yeah. And basically, Ippo then steps into the ring like an epic masterpiece he is, yeah, perfect body. And I also know the drawings have got better, guys, really better. Like they show like the inside of the body and everything like that, veins, etc. Kind of reminds me of the creators of Bucky the Grappler. But he was off that, so then he steps in the ring and he's fighting a guy called Iwa, basically, and he's from like Hawaii, I think. And this guy is basically a real brutal guy. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He has power, and he puts up a great fight against Ippo. Basically, Ippo's at first giving him the pressure. Yeah, I will not lie. Ippo is giving him pressure at first. Yeah, but then it then escalates to the point where the guy starts knowing what Ippo's going to do next. Yeah, and he basically gives him a little kangaroo punch or something like that. Yeah, where Ippo's like being pressured and it's actually like working on Ippo, and this has informed me already that season 3 is gonna be a lot of ups and downs with Ippo. Yeah, he's gonna have to get stronger because the way people are coming now, yeah, they're above the usual standards of fights that he fights because this guy already is already up there, yeah, and it's already giving him pressure, yeah. So basically, Ippo then going toe to toe with him, pound for pound, yeah, fighting all brutally, basically, and that's what he's. And this guy, this Io guy from Hawaii, yeah, he specializes in like power. So then this type of fight is easier for him than it is for Ippo, because Ippo's more like, yeah, he gets in there, then he gets back, basically a defensive fighter. But Ippo is now going offensive now, yeah. So he's basically taking damage, but also giving damage. It's about who can last the longest, right? And now then the coaches, suddenly Ippo's coach starts doubting him. It's like, if Ippo would have done this, yeah, he would have won. So that already made me think, huh? Is this guy really that strong? Is Ippo really that weak now? Not weak, but is the people really progressing that far for the coach to say that so easily? Yeah. So then what happens now is Ippo then enters some sort of mode where his face starts turning purple and he can't really move, he can't really breathe properly, and the episode just ends, which I thought was epic. But guys, this is Talking Anime. Rate, comment, subscribe, leave your comments below, guys, and are you hyped? Let me know. Peace.